From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is a special edition of your News 8 Daily and Daybreak Drive-In for Monday, January 19th. It's MLK Day, and it's game day for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Myself focusing on the job and myself focusing on the present gives the Hoosiers the best chance to win, and I owe it to my teammates, to my coaches, and also Hoosier Nation.
We'll have all the game day prep and hear from the coaches and to Anthony Calhoun in Miami. Coming up, first though, the weather here, nothing like Miami. It is frigid, freezing, and we have flurries outside too. Bitter cold temperatures today. Wind chills are going to be between -5 and -15. So bundle up. If you can, stay off the roads early this morning as we do have some snow out there. Nothing major, but really it is the cold weather that is the big story today. The Indiana Hoosiers have a chance to win the college football national championship for the first time in IU's history. The number 1 ranked Hoosiers are in Miami, getting ready to kick off against the number 10 ranked Miami Hurricanes. Sports director Anthony Calhoun is in Miami and talked to both of the head coaches.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks a lot. Here we are in South Florida getting ready for that big-time showdown coming up tonight between IU and Miami with one thing on the line. The winner will be the national champs. We all know the story about Indiana, number 1 team in the country, undefeated on the year. And a win tonight against Miami will give IU its first ever national title in college football. As far as the two teams, no doubt they are ready to go. They know what is at stake tonight here in South Florida. As far as the two head coaches, well, they spent some time with the media yesterday on Wish TV. We brought that press conference to you live here on Daybreak. Of course, Curt Cignetti, the head coach of your Hoosiers, and Mario Cristobal, the head coach of this Hurricane team that will take on IU in their own backyard. They come in riding a 7-game winning streak overall. As far as the Hoosiers, Curt Cignetti was asked on Sunday just how special it has been coaching this great group in Bloomington.
It is a close team, and I've witnessed quite a bit of sentimentalism throughout the week from some of our seniors who we've been with quite a long time. I think it's time to sharpen the saw now, throw those warm fuzzies out the door, that sentimentalism. It's time to go play a game against a great opponent. We got to have a sharp edge going into this game, and you don't go to war with warm milk and cookies.
I think it was that. I think it was all internally driven, and proud of them for that. But I think that there's an appetite and there's an acknowledgement that there's a lot more improvement to be had and to be made. And I think that we've worked really hard over the course of the playoffs to continually get better.
And folks, don't forget, you got to join us coming up tonight. We'll be live here in Miami, all access Indy championship game. Everything you need to know about the matchup between IU and Miami. Great interviews, great stories, and we got a special guest ready to join us live on the field. Join us tonight, 6:30, all access Indy, the championship game. We are ready to go. We got much more coverage coming your way right here from South Florida. Coming up a little bit later here on Daybreak, we're going to talk about how tonight's game has a lot of history surrounding this IU football team and the university. We'll tell you all about that coming up a little bit later here on Daybreak. Anthony Calhoun, Wish TV, and WishTV.com.
Here at home, the Hoosier hype is sky high, and people leaving Indianapolis and the airport are showing off their team pride. News 8's Jaden Reeves spoke to fans heading to Florida, including one man who got his whole plane cheering.
The game day excitement is taking off literally. Fans traveling through the Indianapolis airport are already showing their Hoosier pride ahead Monday's big game. Not every flight turns the airport into a pep rally, but IU fans are changing that. One Hoosier, John Armington, went viral overnight on social media for rallying the passengers on his flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John, and I like to have fun everywhere I go. Hoosiers! Now, if you're rooting for Miami, find me after the game, and I'll buy you a beer to drown your sorrows.
I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. I stood up. Of course, I want them to win, right? But it's just the experience, right? I mean, everybody's talking about the ticket prices and all that kind of stuff. And when I called my wife from work, I said, we're going.
Armington isn't the only Hoosier soaking in all the moments in this piece of Indiana history.
Well, it's been a long time since IU's actually won any football games.
Well, emotions about this are kind of funny because it's so surreal. It's like, is it really happening? So sometimes I'm not as excited as maybe I should be.
From longtime fans holding out for the Hoosiers.
I grew up watching a lot of 2, 3, 4-win seasons. Yeah, this is unreal. This is unreal.
To newer fans.
It's great. From all I've heard, we have not been good in past years.
Armington told me even if the Hoosiers don't pull out the win, he's grateful to attend the game and create the memory.
Hoosiers!
Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Jaden Reeves for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The big game between IU and Miami tonight will not only determine who takes the national title, but which team's governor will get a free meal. Governor Braun challenged Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to a friendly wager on Friday. In a post on social media, Braun said, "If IU loses, I'll send you some pork from Fisher's Farms, which is in my neck of the woods in Du Bois County, plus some pies from the famous Wicks Pies, including sugar cream pie, an Indiana favorite." DeSantis responded a few hours later with, "I'm happy to oblige. If Indiana wins, I'll send stone crabs and key lime pie from Joe Stone's Crab." There are several ways that you can cheer on the Hoosiers and the roaring crowd here in Indiana. The Athenaeum in Indianapolis is hosting a free watch party at 7 this evening. Also downtown, Tom's Watch Bar is hosting a free game day party. Fisher's Event Center is also hosting a free watch party. Doors open at 7 tonight, but you will need a ticket to get in. Kickoff for the games at 7:30. Hoosier hysteria is even taking over the skies. IU posted this video on their social media yesterday. Shows the IU cheerleaders, the Marching 100, and fans cheering on the team just before they landed in Miami. By the way, the IU cheerleaders posted they finished in the top 10 in their championship competition over the weekend. A popular bar in Bloomington is warning fans not to camp outside ahead of the IU game due to the cold temperatures. Upstairs Pub made the warning on social media in a post overnight. Post says, "We do ask that people put their safety first this evening. Tonight's temps are going to be dangerously cold overnight. Those conditions will put people who choose to try to camp at risk for exposure. Because of that fact, we're asking you to please not camp overnight. We ask that you please go home, get warm, and start the queue no earlier than 7. The bar plans to open at 11 this morning. IU fans are hoping to give Hoosiers a sense of home field for the big game, even though the game is at the Hurricanes home stadium. Cream and Crimson held a pep rally for fans at Miami Beach at the Convention Center yesterday afternoon. Marching 100 performed with the cheerleaders and the dance team to hype up the crowd. Even Hoosier the Bison was there.
It's amazing to see. We see that in Indiana, but to see it across the country, I saw it at the Rose Bowl, I saw it at the Peach Bowl, and now see it here in Miami, it's totally unbelievable. So happy to be here.
This is unbelievable. I'm a South Florida native, but I did go to Indiana University and graduated class of 06. Cannot believe we're in the national championship game. Couldn't be more excited. Go IU, fight, fight, fight.
According to the Miami Herald, the championship game and events like this bring an estimated economic impact of at least $300 million to the city. Okay, watch Wish TV Daybreak this morning. We'll have much more coverage from Miami, live with Andrew Chernoff, and a story about holy water, hope, and the Hoosiers, all here on Daybreak. Happening today, many schools are off in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and there are several ways to celebrate. Indiana State Museum will honor MLK Day with live performances, activities, curator chats, and a chance for you to look at the original copies of the Emancipation Proclamation and 13th Amendment. The Idle Jorg Museum will be offering a community drum circle performance and hands-on activities. Admission is free. Indianapolis Zoo and Children's Museum also have free admission today. And tonight at the 7 o'clock at the Madam Walker Legacy Center, it's hosting its 44th annual MLK Day of celebration. For a full list of events, head to wishtv.com. Indiana's best political team says bringing the Chicago Bears to Indiana could bring a huge economic benefit to the state, but we're a long way from making it happen. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist has more on this week's episode of All Indiana Politics.
The state Senate is now considering a bill to establish a Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. The bill's author says it sets up a framework for discussions to bring the Chicago Bears to Indiana. Our All Indiana Politics panel tells me that's a critical step, but it won't be an easy win.
Oh, I think it's critical. I mean, I think you have to have these vehicles in place by which to accomplish these issues. I mean, and you've seen that over the years with various attracting of sports and sports organizations and the agencies coming. What I think, looking at this too from the perspective is, this is such a win for Northwest Indiana, and it is such a win for Mayor McDermott, the mayor of Hammond. When you think about him, he is one of the best salesmen for his town. He is so incredibly tied in. He basically, lives and breathes Hammond. And I just think it is a win for Northwest Indiana. And it's really an economic engine that would benefit that part of the state. In Indianapolis, we tend to just think central Indiana. But when you get out of central Indiana and you head up to Northwest Indiana, it is such an economic driver, and I think has real broad appeal.
Mario, how would you rate the chances at this point that the Bears do in fact move to Northwest Indiana?
Unfortunately, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, okay? I think the Bears are using this as a mechanism of trying to get Chicago to give them a better deal on a stadium deal. But if you look at the impact of the Pacers going so far in the playoffs, you look at IU and the impact it's having on local businesses, we have to make the play.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
We have to make it. And I am cheering on, our legislature and our governor for trying to get this thing done, because if we are able to get it done, to Laura's point, and we're agreeing on this, it's such a huge economic driver, such a huge win for not just Northwest Indiana, but Indiana in general. To have two NFL teams in the state of Indiana, it would be tremendous. So we got to try.
You can see in-depth discussion of issues just like that every Sunday on All Indiana Politics. It airs at 9:30 in the morning, only on Wish TV. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
A shooting on the east side of Indianapolis over the weekend leaves 2 men dead and a juvenile injured. Police responded to a call just after midnight Saturday at Point Club Road and found 3 people shot. 1 man died just after arriving at the hospital. The other died several hours later. A third victim, a juvenile, is in stable condition. Police have not made any arrests and are asking anyone with information to call them or Crime Stoppers. In Monroe County, 2 people are dead and a person of interest is in custody after a fire near Bloomington. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says it happened just after 2:30 yesterday morning at a house on East Anderson Road. Deputies say someone crashed a vehicle into someone's home in the garage. It caught on fire. Crews responded and rescued 2 people from the house, sending them to the hospital. 2 other people died in the fire. Investigators say they caught the person who started the fire, finding them in the woods around the home. That person was also taken to the hospital for burns. Investigators say charges are pending in the case, but they have not been filed yet. President Trump is issuing warnings to European leaders over the weekend, saying that he will impose 10% tariffs on countries that don't support his goal to annex Greenland. The European Union held an emergency meeting on Sunday to come up with a response. John Lawrence reports.
Protesters taking to the streets in Greenland this weekend, upset with President Donald Trump's attempt to take over the autonomous territory ruled by the Kingdom of Denmark.
He doesn't respect anything. He just takes what he thinks is his and what he wants to do.
The Trump administration is threatening a 10% tariff on 8 European countries if they don't back his plan to annex Greenland, saying it's essential to U.S. national security.
President Trump is being strategic. He's looking beyond this year. He's looking beyond next year to what could happen for a battle in the Arctic.
European leaders have blasted President Trump's actions, including French President Emmanuel Macron, who said on social media, quote, "We will ensure that European sovereignty is upheld."
Greenland is our country. We cannot be bought. We are people, and he should stop whatever he's doing because we are the people of Greenland.
Democratic Senator Tim Kaine and Republican Senator Rand Paul are exploring options to ease tensions on the issue.
Let's rein in the rhetoric here. These discussions, they're not helpful because they're pushing allies away from us rather than forging the stronger relationships with allies that we need.
I'm John Lawrence for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This has been your Newsday Daily and Daybreak Drive-In from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.